Hello there and good morning. Just going to keep the camera on a little bit whilst the adverts run off for 5 seconds. We can skip those adverts. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, it's very quiet this morning, I think. Anyway, good morning and welcome to a new round of coffee and card. They seem to get quicker and quicker. I don't know if that's the right word. More frequent is probably the word I was looking for. I'm still tidy over there. That's my prepping area. Not much to prep this week. I had a massively busy week last week for prepping. I had these coffee and cards to prep, and I've got a big event on Saturday, so a bit of a quieter week for prepping this week. But yeah, busy day this coming Saturday coming up. So I'm going to turn the camera around. Oops, you can still see my hand there. Let's pop the camera in here and see who is on. Oops, there we go. There we go. I'm not using grid paper at the minute because I end up just straightening my camera out all the time. I'm just going to move it anyway. I'll probably still end up moving it because I get frustrated by it. But anyway, good morning. Oh, hiya Maria. Hiya Wendy. Yes, I'm looking forward to Saturday. It's going to be a very busy day. But I'm saying I've done most of my work. That I do a lot of prep for it. There's a lot of prep. And then on the day, it is busy. It's full on, but it does go quite quick. So, last week, please do say hi. If you're new, if you're shy, please say hi. I'll be very kind to you and I don't bite. So what I thought I'd do this morning is, and I forgot to do it last week. Oh, we've got 9 on now. I forgot to do this last week at the beginning. I did it at the end. So I'm doing it at the beginning this week as what I've got coming up. A few little reminders. Okay, so booking closes on Friday the 28th for the mask class. We are doing more than 2 cards. I've not quite worked out how many yet, probably 3, minimum of 3. And we are going to be doing the mask class. We'll probably be doing this card. I might work on this one. But I've got 2 price options. These are the masks. They're the layering masks. I have got 4 people booked on at the minute. I think there's 1 mask in my box somewhere. Anyway, you get the set of masks. For option A, you get the masks and the class kit, and it's just £15 for that option if you've already got the blending brushes. If you go for option B, you'll get a full pack of the blending brushes and a couple of sponge daubers and the masks in your kit, and that's 33. So I'm trying to do 2 options for those who may already have the blending brushes. We'll certainly be showing you how to make this wonderful style card. How lovely is that? And that's using mask for the background. No, it's not patterned paper. We've used a mask for that, and then for the flower and the foliage as well. And then same with the butterflies. So I'm looking forward to doing that. So the class is actually on the 12th of February. It's an online class. That's right, yeah, the 12th of February. Booking closes this Friday to give me 2 weeks to allow to order the stuff. Okay, the next coffee and card, as you know, I'm super organised. Starts on 1st of March. This one we're doing now is 5 weeks long. And the next one is going to be the Happy Hedgehogs bundle. And included you will get the stamp set and the punch, so the bundle basically. It's had a lot of interest, this one, already. Oh, thanks, Wendy. It's had a lot of interest already. The bundle is out of stock at the minute. And it's due in at the end of the month. So I've got a list building. And if you know that you want to take part in this, I would suggest you book on sooner rather than later, because once they come back in, demonstrators and customers will have been waiting for them to come in. So I'd rather get them ordered as soon as they come in. And here's a little example of a card that I made on Saturday with this set. And it's a very Julie card, is this one, because I say thanks love all the time. So I've stamped the love from another sentiment. But yeah, thanks love. Thanks love. And so it's very Yorkshire. Sort of, we call people love. Well, I call people love anyway. It's quite a northern thing. So yeah, this round will start on the 1st of March. And it's £39 for the 5-week course. It's something a little bit different. And then something very exciting. I've had something made especially to sell to my customers, to bring to classes or to keep at home. And it's these amazing bags, and they're going to come filled with lots of adhesives. And they are quite big. As you can see, they nearly fill the whole screen. And I will show you with my ruler. They are 28 centimetres. They are 28 centimetres in width, and they are about 19 centimetres in depth. So they fit an iPad in, and they're for your glue and for your scissors and things like that. But I'm selling them on my website, fully charged. So this is how they would come to you in a box if you had them in the post, and they contain a glue, a tape, which is fabulous, a normal dimensionals and a mini dimensionals, over £21 worth of adhesives, okay, which you're going to get your use out of, and the whole price for the whole thing is £29 with the adhesives in. This tape will last you for ages. Do you like them, Ali? Yeah, there's something that I've had done. They are the wipe clean inside. In fact, I'm just gonna see what it says inside, because I've not. They are wipe clean inside. Does it say anything on here? No, just the. Yeah, the wipe clean. So they are lovely, and they're just my colour. So yeah, the bag will come with that in. And there, look, you've plenty of room for your scissors as well. And if you come to class and make your cards, you could carefully bring your cards home in them. If you know, kept them at one side. So yeah, a lovely, lovely addition to my online website. Really pleased with them. Friend's done them for me. She's done such a good job. So they are available to purchase. If you would like one, then I can give you the link. Bear with. I will put the link here. Hang on. There we go. Okay, so today you got a sneak peek of today's card there. We are going to make this card here with the Daffodil Daydream stamp set. So we're all about the daffodils, and I've used some other products that weren't included. I've stepped it up just for the people who may have other colours and other products. And these are add-ons that you, if you've got them at home, you can do what I do, but it's not not compulsory. I also want to say, when I price up these classes, I always do them in mind without including the dies, to keep them cost effective. Some of my customers decided it was such good value to go for the dies, and then you could get a celebration. Or hi Suze, you could then get a celebration item. I've not done, I just need to say, I've not done any cards with the dies, because I'm not then sort of alienating the people who don't have the dies, but I will do some separate videos on my channel for cards using the dies, if that's okay. So all of the cards that I'm doing, I've not really used the dies, all right? So just wanted to mention that to you. Okay, so in your pack this morning, you should have an old olive card base. Yep, you should have this piece of very vanilla, and then you should have a random piece of very vanilla, and that's for the butterflies. I've got two, I must have had a spare. Also, you will have had half a pack of the Daffodil Afternoon matching papers. Okay, so I'm going to go through these with you. Let me get them out of my pouch, because I've got everything ready here. I've obviously put into mine, so just bear with me while I get my stash out. Okay, so mine's not a full set. So you've got half a pack included, and this is the design that we are going to. You've got one full sheet of each paper. This is a design I've used today. It's got the checks on the back. Now we do need, I am using that for a design on the last week, so make sure you keep half a 12 by 12. Maybe cut it down to 6 by 12. Okay, so we are using these, and I will say some of your envelopes I've put Daffodil Delight. No, I've put vanilla envelopes, and I've put some white envelopes. When it's got a vanilla showing, I've put you a vanilla envelope in, and if you can't really see the vanilla, I've put you a couple of white envelopes in. And I did remember the envelopes this time, which I forgot to do. If you could do me a thumbs up, I would really love that today. Okay, so I'm going to use this paper, and I've got my stamp set, and I've got my blocks all ready. So shall we do some crafting? Now, I've not put my stickers on, so I will start by showing you how to do that for those of you who might not have. And I want to say a big hello to the ladies who've joined up to do this class. I don't always put these on, which is naughty. So what I want you to do, one side's shiny and one side's not so shiny. So find the shiny side. And this is a stamp that I want to put the sticker on, and sort of fold it, and you will see it's got a cut somewhere in the middle. So remove that, and then remove, there will be a backing on your stamp. Remove the backing on the stamp. So we just want to have the cling mount, and then you can then pop this. It should be die cut exactly the same size. Just pop that on there, and it should match up. Lay it down, a little tap, and then peel it back, and you should find you've got the sticker on there like that. I'm not very good at doing that. I never do that really. Okay, so I'm going to use quite a big block for this one, and then I've chosen to use Easter blessings, but actually I think I might do Mother's Day. And then I need one for the butterfly as well. Okay. Right, I've got all our stamps. Now, I want to talk a little bit about blends. So you also got, including the class, I included Daffodil Delight and Old Olive. Some of you already have these colours, so some of you chose to have Pumpkin Pie, which is a good one because some of the daffodils that we see have like an orange tone to them, so that's really good. But these were the ones that were included. Now, when you are colouring with these are an alcohol marker. So we need to stamp in a water-based ink. If you want to stamp in black, you will need a Memento ink pad. However, I've been stamping a lot in basic grey because I find it's less stark than the black, and I just enjoy it more. So I'm going to use basic grey for this one. I don't need a foam mat today because we're working with a red rubber stamp, so we've already got that cling, spongy cling. Okay, so I'm going to tap, tap, tap. And I'm going to stamp it to the bottom right. Actually, Julie, what you should do really is stamp your greeting first and make sure you've got this in, because that needs to really be in a specific place. So, I told you wrong there. Get your greeting on first. Happy Mother's Day. So we know it's in. And then we can position this, you see. Might have to tilt it. Might have to go over the day bit, but never mind. I might just actually come off the thing a bit. That's all right. If you come off the end of the thing, that's all right, that'll do. Easter Blessings isn't as deep, so it fits in a little bit better. Okay, and then finally, let's get all our stamping done. Now, if you've got, you don't have to do the butterflies, but if you've got another colour pen, you can do them, or you could do them in the yellow. Who's crafting along? Who's doing my class? Is anyone watching live who's actually signed up? Please say hello. Okay, so let's do a little bit of colouring, yeah? So, I'll start with the leaves. Now, these are quite narrow, so to get a blend, it's quite tricky because they're quite narrow. So what you might want to do is just go dark at the top, like that, say. So I've just applied some dark, and I'm using the thin end. So with the blends, if you've not used them before, you've got what we call the bullet end and then the brush pen end. I tend to use the bullet a lot. So now I'm going to go over, I use the dark one there first, dark old olive, and then I'm going to go over the dark, but then I'm going to bring the colour down with the light one. So over the dark, press quite hard to blend it in. You can go back over. All right, no problem, Anne. Oh, hi, Deanne. Glad you're crafting along. So can you see I've done the dark? Can you see I've got a little bit of an ombre look? I did the dark. I went over with the pens and I sort of dragged it down. Yep. I'm just going to have a drink of my lovely cappuccino. Hi, Karen. What time is it with you? I always ask you that. It's like I'm obsessed. Okay, so I'm now going to colour in the daffodil head, and I might just zoom in a little bit. Is that a bit better? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the lines that Stampin' Up have kindly drawn on for us, and I'm going to go over the lines with the dark Daffodil Delight. When you put the lids back on these, make sure that you hear a click. I'm going to then colour a little bit at the bottom of the trumpet, yeah, and I'm going to go over those lines too. It's a very exciting day for me today because I've got an unexpected trip. It was a very last minute booking, but I'm going to see Strictly Come Dancing tonight with Craig's mum. She's got a big birthday next week, so I had the idea that it would be a really lovely birthday treat present for her from her sons. So I volunteered to take her. Okay, so I'm just going over the dark and circling, and I'm applying quite a bit of pressure. Okay, so can you see there? Oh, I've got a little bit of a blend. And what you can do is you can go back over that with your light one and it'll put a bit of ink. But if you think, I like that, but it's not quite a contrast enough for me, you can go back on, add a bit more with your dark one. And if you had pumpkin pie, you could even bring the light pumpkin pie in here. Oh, hi Fiona. And then can you see there I've got a bit of blend. Now I have gone over the lines there, so if you've not already got a colour lifter, I can recommend it. You can, if you make a mistake, it doesn't erase it fully, but it will sort of like blend it out a little bit for you. Okay, so I've done that. I'm happy with my colour in there. So if you did have the butterflies that you wanted to colour, and if you've got another colour, I've chosen to add Flirty Flamingo because this is the colour in the papers. If you don't have it, don't worry. You can do a butterfly in yellow if you want. And all I've done is coloured the part of the wings that's sort of got the separate section there. I've gone out of the line again. And then again, I'm going to go over the dark and pull in the ink. Okay, and if you want, you can then, you think, oh, I might go and add a little bit more. There we go. So did you hear that click of the pen? Make sure you hear it click. Okay, so if you don't have the colours, if you don't want to do the butterflies, I'm sure they'd look nice in the yellow as well. Now you may see here that there's a little bit of blue around the edge of the image. And if you're just starting out your blends purchases, your blends adventure, if these are your first couple of colours, I really do recommend that the next ones you go for are the pool party and the colour lifter, which I shared with you just now, because we could leave this image like this, but with having the blue around it, it just makes it a bit more artistic and it makes it pop a little bit better. So I am going to use the very pale pool party. I have to say that very carefully because someone once thought I said pool party. And I'm going to use the brush end, and I'm not going to be too careful with it. I don't want the line to be exactly the same depth, but I'm going to go around the edge like that. And then I'm going to just colour in the middle there. Okay, so I did that fairly quickly. And that looks a little bit, yeah. Okay, so then what we do, we get the colour lifter, and we do sell these singly on their own. I think they're $4.25. You then go over the edge, just the edge, in a circular scribbly. just to sort of tone down the blue, and just so it's not got a definite finish, it sort of blends it down a little bit, and so it's got a more faded look. And it will take a few minutes for this to, it will look a mess, it will just look like you're colouring a clear sort of liquid on it really, but it will blend down and it will tone down. And I don't really need to do it in the middle because I could do it a little bit, but there's not really any edges, so. And it just makes it look a bit less stark, and it makes it sort of fade into the background a little bit more. Don't know if you can see the effect there. So it's not as harsh, yeah? Can you see that there now? Yeah? Okay. So let's cut out these little babies. So I'm going to cut the butterflies out. I don't know if they're in the dies actually. I've not got the dies out, but there must be a die that if you've got the dies, you might be able to do this. But as I said at the beginning, when I do the class, I always tailor it to the people who don't have the dies, just so I show you the alternative ways around. AKA using your scissors. Okay, so there's two little butterflies all cut out. And I'll zoom back out now. So we've got that, and we now need to prepare our card base. Wow, it's nearly 11 already, so I'm just hoping, yes. So what I would do, you can actually, to make this easier, I'm going to cut to fit the whole front of a card. So what I would do is, on this piece, cut it down so you've got a 6 by 12 left going crossways, because we're going to use that for the very final card. And then what I would do is then cut this down to 10.5, so that's the full width of the front of a card, 10.5 by 14.8. And mine is already cut to that. So we've basically cut it like that to cover the full card. Now if you wanted, you could do that, but it's quite busy. So what I've done is, I'm just trying to decide which way up I want it. Yeah, I'll go that way. What I've done is I've cut it on an angle from point to point. So I've twisted it. So the top left point is there and the bottom right point is here. Now I have a top tip. Yeah, I did see that, Wendy. I've not seen the photos, but Craig was telling me about that. A top tip. When you're cutting and you want to cut from point to point, don't go in to the point with your blade, because you'll just bash the corner in and make a mess. What I would do is position it where you want it and then move the blade up to sort of the middle, and then sit your blade down, make sure it's clicked in. And then I would go down and then up, or up and then down. Start from the middle, and then you get a nice clean point. You've enough to make another card with this, yeah? So I'm going to pop this here in the corner, and then I'm going to put that on there. Now we don't really have any pink showing if I do that one. So if I do this one, I like that bit of pink. So if I do this one, I've got a little bit more pinky there. So I think I'll use that piece. That's just going to sit there like that. And then I have layered this up with some foam pads, dimensionals. Now, for those of you who are new to blends, that is perfectly normal to see that on the other side. It looks actually quite artistic, that, doesn't it? But you can see the blending of the leaves there. And then I'm going to position this just by eye, like that. And then if you were adding butterflies on, you can add them on now. We've got a bit of some white space here, so they're quite nice to fill that area. Now, your butterfly's it's not too tiny, so you can put glue on the back of it. And then take the butterfly to the card. Grab your scissors or your tweezers or whatever you use and pop that down like that. Or the other way of doing it is popping some glue on your project like that, and then taking your butterfly. You're less likely to get your fingers all sticky by doing it that way. And then popping that down like that, and there we have this week's card for our first coffee and card. So I've done an Easter card and I've now got a Mother's Day card. So please do share on, if you're on the Facebook group or if you're on WhatsApp, send me a WhatsApp picture. I would love to see your creations. Would you like to see next week's card? I've got it here. Next week, we've got a couple of techniques next week, actually. So be prepared for this. We're doing some techniques. So this is next week's card. And we are going to do some masking. So it would be useful for you to have a large post-it note, or I will show you how to make a mask if you don't have that. We are going to use these wonderful dies from the mini catalogue. We are going to do a little bit of aging of the paper, or distressing. We're going to get distressed if you want to. That's not compulsory. We're going to use the spot, and we're going to also colour some of the I'm going to show you how you can use your blends to colour in gems and things. So a few techniques next week. If you have a blending brush, it will be very handy, but you can do the card without the masking technique if you want to. So I'm trying to show you different techniques, different alternatives. And, you know, I don't just want to do simple cards with you every week. I want to show you different things, and I've really, really enjoyed this set. So I will be on Facebook this afternoon. It's going to be slightly early because I have a Zoom call at 2, so I'll be on Facebook at 1, and I'm going to be sharing the hedgehogs with you. If you missed the beginning of the session, then I shared these wonderful bags that I've now got available for purchasing with adhesives inside. They're on my website. If you missed it, they're beautiful. They look they are aqua. They're very pool party. So I don't know if you can see that there. They're very pool party. And I'd say actually they're in between pool party and coastal cabana. So if you would like one, I put details of my website on. I've done it again there, sticky stuff bag. And you've got room for your scissors. They're 28 centimetres by 19 centimetres, so they fit an iPad in. Not a massive iPad. They'd certainly fit a mini iPad in and then a sort of standard iPad. Anyway, they're an exciting thing that I'm bringing to my business. So I'll hopefully see you on Facebook at 1. If not, we will both see you on Thursday nights, Paper Crafts and Piano. Thanks for joining me this morning. It's been a lovely morning. Thanks for your thumbs ups. And I will speak to you all soon. Bye.